Hello ladies and gentlemen, just a quick little video here on a couple things. I had an individual ask me to give some information on nuclear detonations and what can happen and what to do about them. And well, I thought the best thing to do is just to tell you that there's a lot of information on the internet and some of it's really good. So my suggestion would be that you go there and look up the effects of different types of kiloton weapons, the different ranges, and what you can expect, and then there's some information on what to do to protect yourself. No matter where a nuclear detonation occurs, even like in Fukushima when it was just a leak from a nuclear reactor system, there's some precautions you should take. Washing your fruits and vegetables, all your food, in as clean of water as you can find, because water can get contaminated too. Taking your shoes off before you come into your house, cleaning your house off, and changing your HVAC filters, at least once a month, maybe more often. Things like that. Just think about cleaning, keeping things clean so that you keep any kind of dust that may settle in your house out. That's kind of the main thing. But I've noticed in the news lately, there's a lot of this conversation that all these suitcase nukes, that's a fairy tale. I'm here to assure you that that's not the case. As a matter of fact, we can make nuclear weapons small enough to fit inside an artillery shell. And those artillery shells are considered tactical nuclear weapons. They're not real big, but to give you an idea of what they can do, when Hiroshima went off, that was about a 16 kiloton weapon, and it leveled a mile radius in the city. Okay, that's how effective that was. Plus the concomitant radiation and all of that caused people to suffer and die for literally months and years afterwards. A tactical nuclear weapon is between 1 and 6 kilotons. So it's about a tenth to about a third of Hiroshima. You're still looking at least a half-mile blast radius, up to maybe 3/4 of a mile, and then a lot depends on where it's detonated, whether it's at ground level or an airburst. That will determine all kinds of things. So, you're looking at a pretty sophisticated piece of weaponry that can fit in a very small container. Artillery shell's not very big, okay? Not even the 155s, all right? Not really all that big, considering that the news media is saying that a suitcase nuke is fairy tale. It is not, and there are, according to a Russian general from back in the 90s, anywhere between 50 and 100 of these things missing. And I'll just leave that to you to take the proper precautions. Now, the more likely possibility, of course, is a dirty bomb, where you add radioactive material into a conventional explosive and then just spread it all around. It sounds a lot worse than it really is, but it can definitely be a problem for people close in, and lingering effects as well. So I kind of wanted to bring that up, let you know that those things are not fairy tales. They actually do exist. And I'd really like you to kind of go and check those things out and see what you can find out on your own. I could make a sophisticated video, but I'm going to keep these pretty short for right now. I wanted to talk about Obama raiding these 401ks. And the level of who the rich is changes as this thing goes forward. So you can bet that the rich, as it's defined now, will slowly drop down into very, very low figures before very long. So I just wanted to bring that up. He is announcing that he wants to do that for his budget, to raid your 401ks, even, not wait till they mature and then you take them out and then get taxed then, but to actually take more money out. Now, they're already doing that for Obamacare. I think it's about 2.5% to 3% of that every year now. Along with that, it's kind of old news, but this thing happening in Cyprus is spreading. And they're keeping it quiet. Of course, you're not hearing much about it now, and that's all done on purpose. Get you involved in these wars and things everywhere. Get you kind of concentrated on that and forget about what's happening in the financial world. Wars are always designed for that. I've had some people say, well, they're not going to fire missiles and all that. Yeah, they may not. It could all be propaganda. But when you make threats like that, things can slip up. Okay, a mistake can be made in the scenario, in the play. This could all just be nothing more than just rhetoric, agitation rhetoric. But either way, things can still slip out of hand, and so you need to be prepared. But at any rate, the financial thing is really where we are right now, and what our government can do to you. That's what I'm concerned about. We've talked about the concern for vets. And now this bank thing. There was a court case in the U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, 7th District, I believe. And this was about 6 to 8 months ago. And they basically ruled. Now this is a federal level Court of Appeals, okay? It didn't even have to go to the Supreme Court, and I'm sure the Supreme Court would uphold it. Not that they should, but they will. It basically says that if a bank gets into distress, and that means like what we've seen in Cyprus, that they can raid your individual sequestered pension funds and your bank accounts. They can take any or all of it. Okay. Now, that's on the internet. Go look it up. The U.S. Court of Appeals, 7th Circuit, Sentinel decision, and you'll see that that's the case. Okay, you don't have to take my word for any of this. So tactical nukes can fit into something very small, suitcase size, artillery shell size. That is not a fairy tale. Don't believe what you're hearing in the media if you're hearing that. It is in fact true that such things do exist. Take the proper precautions, and I'll get back with you later. Thanks. Okay?